1 second from half court.
Jumping for joy with
first ever.
A 2-on-1. Oh!
Did he bring it in? He did!
it is
Caught!
Creek Forestville. Norm Rodriguez is here once again, along with Carson Hayek, my partner in crime for tonight, and Randolph coming in looking to avenge a last-second loss on a Hail Mary versus Gowanda Pine Valley to close out the regular season.
Yeah, you look at Randolph in their last 5 games. They're coming in a little bit cold, 2-3 with a minus 21-point differential. However, saving grace this season at home, they are 3-1. For Silver Creek, it's kind of been the opposite tell for them. They're coming in hot after an extremely cold start to the season. They started the year 0-5, including one forfeit week 2 against Gowanda, and they're coming in winning their last 3 games with a point differential of plus 56.
So nearly 20 points a game they've been winning by, and they're getting hot at the right time when it does matter. And even in spite of that loss, though, to Gowanda Pine Valley, Kevin McElwain, one of the guys that Silver Creek Forestville will have to look out for, he finished with the 102-yard day on the ground on 20 carries, and not super known for throwing the ball too much, but their starting quarterback in Jackson Morrison, he did have 3 touchdown passes, so that is something to not overlook if you're on the opposite end.
Yeah, you look at Morrison this year, it's been quite a year for his progression. Over 60% of his passes have been completed. He's 58-94 on the year, 644 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 1 interception. The one interception really sticks out to me. He's taking care of the football this year. You look entering this year, he was 30-78 for 521, 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. This year, he's just taking that next step, and that's what you love to see out of a quarterback who's your senior.
Indeed, and the Silver Creek Forestville did win the toss, and they did defer. So we will see the Randolph Cardinal offense out there first.
Big start here for Randolph, I think, is very important. You got to get up early here on a Silver Creek team. Silver Creek, in their last 3 games, they have a plus 27 point differential in the second half, and they've allowed just 6 points in the fourth quarter. When you need plays most, that's when Silver Creek has really shown up and played. So Randolph, they got to get themselves a nice lead here going forward. Last time these two teams played, Randolph took it 15-6 to advance to 3-0 on the season. So Randolph's got to get up early. They got to keep a balanced offense. Morrison at quarterback, they gives them the ability to throw it. However, weather today might be an issue.
Oh, the wind's going to be a factor. I'm anticipating mainly squib kicks on kickoffs after every score.
Gusts of possible 40 miles an hour today.
Yeah, and it was picking up pretty good earlier in the afternoon between the hours of 2 and 6 p.m. But while we wait for the kickoff, we do got the officials for tonight's game. It's going to be Al Fazer, Frank Gugino, Colin Melquist, Eric Stevens, and Todd Gugino. Those are the officials for tonight's game as Silver Creek Forestville will prepare to kick off, and it's going to be McElwain as well as Garland, who is a backup running back, both standing at around the 20-yard line. And for Silver Creek Forestville, it will be Kimmerly holding on the kick. Again, with that wind, sometimes that ball will fall right off the tee, so wanted to nip that in the bud.
Want to get down there and make an impact play here right off the bat. I guess goal for both teams here.
And here's the kickoff. We're underway, and it's a decent kick. Oh, it went through the hands past the 25. It went through the hands of Chris Smith, but a really good return here, crossing the 40 to about the 42-yard line as Zelski, on the tackle.
Position is going to be big today, especially when weather can be a little bit of a factor. We've had a little bit of rain. Touched on the wind being a possible issue today as well when it comes to the passing game, kicking game. Good start here for Randolph at your own 41. Return maybe wasn't set up exactly how you'd imagine it to, but regardless, your own 41, and you got a little bit of a shorter field to go here in your first drive.
Yeah, that was Kevin McElwain who alertly picked up the balls. It, again, went through the hands of Chris Smith, who was trying to field it. Morrison will be under center here. It's in an I formation, and 5 on the box for Silver Creek Forestville, showing the blitz. It's going to be a toss to McElwain. And McElwain gets about 2, maybe 3 yards on the carry.
Try to stretch it out with McElwain there. He's probably one of their better athletes on the team. Want to get your best player of the football on the first play of the game. I like the idea. At time, Gavin Larson had a hard time setting the edge as the wide receiver outside. The block cornerback shot inside there. Looked to be number 4, Andrew Arnold. The nice tackle there, getting on the action early as a defensive back.
Second down and 8. Again, I formation here. Morrison under center. And it's going to be a fullback dive to Reagan Smith and minimal yardage. Again, Smith, he had a big game last week. He had 2 of those 3 touchdown receptions, doubling his total catches all year.
Time Randolph just drives a quick hitter, quick push up front. Doesn't really get much of a push. Interior of that defense is solid for Silver Creek. Dom Anders and Gavin DeLong, they're 2 leading tacklers and their linebackers this season. Combined, both of them have 88 tackles. If you're going to beat Silver Creek, it's likely going to be to the outside.
Yeah, this is one of those times where a possible play-action fake wouldn't hurt. And plus Morrison, his mobility, that's also something that Silver Creek Forestville should not overlook. That's a give on the dive to McElwain. This is going to be a 3 and out, so a big stop by Silver Creek Forestville. And again, it was that front 4 for Forestville, and the main guy was Lucas Nosbish on the stop.
Talked about the importance of a first drive for both of these teams right there for Randolph. 3 and out's not ideal right there. We'll have to see if they bring the punt unit on. But Silver Creek, they're playing with a ton of confidence. They're entering today with a ton of confidence in their game, winning their last 3 and the fashion that they have too. So to get a 3 and out here early is huge.
Yeah. And Morrison is also the punter too, but they're not afraid to do a fake. They did succeed in one in the fourth quarter last week, but the way Morrison's standing, this could be a pooch punt. And it will be. And takes a Cardinal bounce past the 30. Not a bad punt at all by any means as it gets down by Garland.
See here, kicked it from the 47, got down to around the 28.
25 yards.
A lot of that roll too. regardless, inside the 30.
Yeah.
It's not a bad punt at all from Morrison. So now here comes this Silver Creek offense. Been ready to go. Keep an eye out for the Anders brothers, Dom Anders and Jake Anders. Both heavily involved in this passing attack, and then they have a three-headed backfield: Caleb Kimberly, Manny Sanchez, and Max Tenamore.
Quite a few names that are also big on the basketball teams too, respectively. As it will be Dom Anders set in motion. It's going to be a little screen pass to him. And able to cross the 35 to about the 39-yard line on the completion, as it was Sarai Johnson on the tackle for the Cardinals.
Quick hitter there on the first play of the game. Once again, talked about it, getting your best players the football early, get them confident, get them involved in the game. Randolph tried to do that with McElwain. Didn't quite work out. That's all right. It's still early in the game, but this time they get Anders the football right off the rip, and it's a nice job picking up a first down on the very first play of offense for the Golden Knights. Excuse me, Black Knights.
Pistol formation here again. It's going to be a give on the counter. Looks like he'll get back to the line of scrimmage.
McElwain in there. We talked about him a bit on offense. Defensively, though, this kid can play just as well. It's a nice job filling the gap, getting involved. He's got 34 tackles entering tonight, an interception as well. Brings up a long second down.
So spot at the 40, it's a 1-yard gain. Second down to 9.
Motion here.
Yep. And it will be a give on the dive here. And fouling the blockers going past midfield, and as he gets brought down mainly by Reagan Smith, it will be enough to move the
Good run there. Quick hitter. It's lowering the shoulder as well for Silver Creek. Down. Silver Creek here moving the chains early.
You already the second first down on this drive as they are in Cardinal territory at the 49.5. Man in motion, that is DeLong. And it will be a give to him on the sweep and gets about 4 yards.
DeLong, a guy who used to play quarterback for Silver Creek, man of many trades. This year, they've given him the reins on 2 passing attempts. He's 1 of 2, 37 yards and a pick. But last year, he was 34 of 58 for 376, 2 touchdowns and 3 turnovers. And a guy who could run the football as well at the position, 39 carries for 215 and 3 touchdowns. You look at him this year, 33 carries, 183 yards, 5.5 yards per run there, and a touchdown as well. So they can really throw him anywhere along with him playing on defense. He's jack of all trades.
And Chautauqua Lake Westwood Brockton just scored, as it's going to be another give here and a big chunk of yardage down at the 30-yard line on the carry. The run there by Max Tenamore.
Senior Max Tenamore. This kid really impressed me when I watched them play against Allegheny Limestone. I get Randolph's a little bit of a different creature than Allegheny Limestone, but Tenamore, 5.8 yards a rip, 2 rushing touchdowns. He's a guy who, very downhill runner. If he gets the gap, he's going to take it.
Black Knights, a well-executed drive thus far, as it's going to be DeLong in motion again. It will be a give to him once again, and gets it to about the 29-yard line.
Early, the Black Knights showing a little bit of motion. It looks like Randolph right now is not really bumping or adjusting, which can sometimes fill and mess up those gaps. And you hear it all the time with the Bills. Sean McDermott preaches gap integrity. Sometimes when you motion and the defense doesn't bump or adjust along with that motion, it creates a little bit of a hole and a gap. And I think Silver Creek's taking advantage of that. Get that's only a 2-yard carry, but still, that's something to keep note of here going forward.
And it looks like DeLong will be taking the snap here. Duliba going to the sideline. So it could be a possible trick play or even a keeper here. It's going to be a give on the dive and crossing the 30 down to around the 26 as Kevin McElwain gets the tackle.
It's a good run there. Play like second down right there. When it's second down and long, you just want to try to get a portion of the back. Now here you're on 3rd down and about 6. You're going to want to get half of that back bare minimum, if not pick it up here as we got at the train horn playing on 3rd down. But Silver Creek driving right now. It's So the green zone, this is when you want to at least get points on the board right now.
Four
At
down
this
territory.
level, it's going to be tough to kick a field goal. So 4 down territory, Norm, you're 100% right.
Ball at the 26-yard line, 3rd down and 5. Sanchez, the single back beside Deliba. As Deliba will roll out. Here comes the rush. Here's a throw, and it's complete. Pass caught by Andrew Arnold, crossing the 20 to the 19-yard line, and a 3rd down conversion by the Black Knights.
Bill Deliba, his last 3 games, he's really started to pick it up. Talked to him earlier in the season after the game. He said he was dealing with a little bit of an injury. He's just trying to overcome it. He was 28 of 42 for 381, 6 touchdowns, and 1 pick. Very efficient quarterback, completing about 65% of his passes on the season as well. What you like to see when you can get guys open in space like that. It makes your job as a quarterback that much easier. Nice pitch and catch, 1st down.
And already less than 5 minutes left here in the first. As motion man there is Tenamore. It's going to be a give to Sanchez right up the gut. Looks like he'll get about 2, maybe 3 yards at the most as he gets met there defensively by Hunter Foster.
You can see the orbit motion again that time from Silver Creek. Try the quick hitter inside, just a little bit of a power scheme and just a push up front. That time, Cardinals hold their own defensively, hold them to 2. Substitution here for Randolph as it's 52. Easton Pence comes off.
And Morrison also coming in as a safety. And it's going to be a give on the counter to Max Tenamore. And Tenamore with a good chunky yardage gets it to about the 10. Make it 3rd and short.
Tenamore showing off that downhill running style that I brought up earlier. It's a tough running back to bring down to the ground is Tenamore. He's coming in at 5'9", only 180 though. He's built well.
3rd and a yard. This may be just a simple sneak here, and it will be. And forward progress, he's got it.
It's the beauty of having DeLong, who used to play at quarterback. We see it all the time in the NFL with tight ends who come in motion. Especially tight ends who used to play the position at quarterback. You know how to take an under center snap, a bigger body, get a nice push up front, and it's like as soon as you fall forward, you pick up. You see the same thing right there with DeLong. It's another thing that he can do for this team, and such a valuable asset.
Yeah, or the Bills sometimes do that with Dawson Knox. He was a high school quarterback.
It's a good thing to have, just guys who've played numerous positions at times. A small school, Class D like this.
Oh, they're going to measure.
Well, let's see if you got it here. It's going to be close regardless. But the more positions you can play, the more versatile you can be in small schools like this, the more value you have and the more you can bring to the table. Looks like he's just short, maybe?
Oh, just inches short. I thought from where DeLong fell that he had it. But it's just by the nose of the foot. It's going to be 4th down, I would say 6 inches, if that.
Well, right there, that's unacceptable. You got 3 guys. I didn't even notice this live. You got Deliba, you got...
I'm surprised they didn't do like a bobsled.
And you got Tenamore just watching the play. You got to get in there and put your body on the line a little. It's playoffs. It's not no regular season gamer.
It wouldn't hurt to do a little fake here and do a hand. Well, it's going to be a run again.
And
I'm not sure.
Standing there again.
Oh, wait a minute. Forward progress. They're pushing. Are they going to push all the way to the end zone? This is turning into a rugby scrum.
Wow.
Goodness gracious. Gavin DeLong with the unconventional sneak touchdown that took a rugby scrum to go to the It's 6-0 Black Knights.
That is unreal. The Black Knights were 9v11 here. All of the Cardinals were in the pile. We had 2 guys taking which is unacceptable for Silver Creek. But regardless, it doesn't matter. Silver Creek powers their way into the end zone. They get off to a hot start here. Incredible drive, 72 yards on their opening drive. Chew up a lot of clock. There's just under 3 minutes remaining here in the first quarter.
They chewed up probably about 7.5 minutes.
It's just an impressive drive from the Black Knights here. It looks like we got a little confusion on what's going on here in the extra point. But regardless, just DeLong and that offense showing off the power and the strength that they've been working on all year and in the offseason. All that stuff pays off, especially when it comes to this late in the season.
So DeLong is 2nd rush touchdown of the year. As with him being out there, I don't want to presume here, but I think they're going to be going for 2.
Looks like they're breaking the huddle as they're going to be going for 2. We'll have to see. Yeah, it looks like they will be here. Yeah, same formation again. Wonder if they just go right back to the well.
DeLebo's under center this time. 3
the
backs.
bootleg.
It's going to be oh, no, it is a give, but Randolph stuffs it up. Conversion attempt no good, but try by the Black Knights of 72 yards, roughly 7.5 minutes long, and 6-0 to score with 2:52 left in the first as Randolph will get ready for the second offensive possession of the quarter.
Reagan Smith that time saw it coming from a mile away. It's a great job reading that. Senior running back and linebacker, 5'11", 170. Filled the gap well and prevented the 2-point conversion. It's a scoring play. You can never take those plays off. You never know. At the end of the game, you might need that extra point. If you win by 1, it's as good as winning by 40.
And even though it's just a conversion that's 1 or 2 points, that not only do they add up, that can also, like you said, lead to critical points where you need that.
Correct.
And it's like you're thinking, what could have been?
Key for Randolph defensively, just slow down the Anders bros. That time it was all DeLong and the power of that offense. Anders makes a nice play early on the first drive of the possession, but multiple ways Silver Creek's moving the ball right now.
And it looks like they're going to be kicking at the 25.
Might have been an unsportsmanlike penalty or something along the lines of that.
I didn't see any laundry.
Towards the end of the touchdown. That probably was why we were paused a little bit. There was a little bit of a celebration, rightfully so, but sometimes I guess the officials must have viewed that as they crossed the line for Silver Creek.
So DeLebo will be kicking off, and again, it will be Caleb Kimmerly doing the honors of holding it, and it's going to be McElwain and Garland standing at around the 28-yard line to receive this kick. And it's a poocher, and it's right into the hands of a man at midfield. It was number 87 in Grady Huntington, and got it back to the Black Knight 40. So that penalty comes back to bite the Black Knights a little bit as they give up some good field position.
Great field position, or that's just go with the squib kick. It doesn't really work out. Randolph now is 40 yards away from tying or taking the lead here. We talked about them having good field position on the opening kickoff. Now it's just even better. See what they can do with this here. It's an opportunity here, and sometimes 6 to 8 plays can be the difference in a game.
Empty backfield here, oop-de-oop on the far side, and it's going to be a screen pass complete to Sarai Johnson. Johnson trying to trail off with his blockers, gets about 6-7 yards as he's escorted out of bounds by Dom Anders.
Just a nice quick hitter, gets your quarterback confidence. See the rain coming down a little bit earlier.
Here comes the rain.
And just quick screen, try to get numbers out there. Look like they had 4 on 3, get the number look you want, and it's a nice job just getting upfield there from Sarai Johnson, a freshman.
And we can see the wind picking up a bit on some ponchos out there. This time, though, I formation again. Morrison under center. Oh, it's going to be an option. They were successful with this last week, but this time on this opportunity, it's stuffed. Got brought down on the play by Caleb Izio.
Try to go to the well of a military type of look there out of military college offense in the triple option. Morrison decides I'm not going to give it to the fullback there and try to play the defensive end, but once the pitch was covered, it's always typically how you guard that is your linebacker or whoever the edge rusher is in that situation gets the quarterback, and then the linebacker behind that edge rusher is the pitch man, and you always want the quarterback to make a pitch because more times than not, especially in high school ball, that pitch can go wrong.
3rd down and 4 coming up here for the Cardinals. Morrison will keep it, and he's going to get bottled up.
They got to have a better push right now if you're Randolph up front. They're just not moving bodies. 37, Lucas Nosbich and Vince Prinsbach. Those 2 guys up front just dominating the line of scrimmage right now. Big 4th down early in this game. You get the luxury of having phenomenal field position at 40 yards to go until the end zone, and you pick up a nice play on 1st down and just kind of stalled right here. So 4th down and 4. I think you got to go with a nice play call you like, and you got to get some of your best players involved at the same time. Maybe a quick throw again for Morrison.
Well, we do got a timeout here with 1:23 left in the first. 4th down and 4 for the Cardinals with the score. The Black Knights up 6-0 on NFHS. Randolph with the timeout here on 4th and 4 at the Black Knight 34. This is where play action fake would be very beneficial here.
No safety over the top either.
Huntington set in motion. And it's a play action fake. Morrison rolling out. And he's going downfield. He's got a guy, but it's going out of bounds. The wind might have carried that one to the sideline. Sarai Johnson did really way out of bounds.
Good job by Morrison. He tries to buy time. I don't know how much the wind impacted that throw, but of course you always want to give your guy a chance. There's no such thing as a 4th down situation like that. But I'm going to keep him in bounds there. Obviously, difficult throwing conditions here. Johnson tries his best to get the feet down, but by the time he's closer to the track than he was in bounds by the time he caught the football. So good stand, though, again for Silver Creek. We talked about how they turned it up in the second half these past few games and how they've had success. They've kind of been middle of the road, tied with teams at halftime, and then they turn it on in the second half. But right now, it's a good start, hot start for Silver Creek. We talked about the importance of Randolph having a hot start. It's been anything but that right now for their offense.
So ball on their own 34-yard line, 1:15 left in the first after they force a turnover on downs. DeLong set in motion. Duliba up the fake, and he'll look to throw. In the flats, it is complete. Pass caught by Tenamore. And Tenamore past the 45, and he'll get to about the 40. Ball's out! Cardinals up. Pile of Cardinals jumped on it. Let's see it recovered. And they recovered. It's Randolph football.
Tenamore.
And it got punched out there by Sarai Johnson on his tackle.
Tenamore's got it. They punch it out. It's a great job by Johnson. You always, once the tackle's secure, you try to have that second guy go in for the punch out, especially in a game like this. It's wet, it's windy, the football's a little hard. It's a great job from Randolph. That's going to be a coaching point. They get the punch out, and here you go again. 49-yard line. You have a tremendous opportunity to tie this game or take the lead early. Just how many chances is it going to take for Randolph to start executing here? They've yet to pick up a first down on offense.
Pistol formation here, and Morrison will fake the screen, throw another screen, and McElwain bobbled it incomplete.
I like that play call. A lot of movement, a lot of moving pieces there. Fake the screen outside to your wide receiver. You try to get McElwain, one of your best players, the football on a screen. Pass a little high for Morrison. Regardless, you get two hands on the ball, you got to catch it. Just
it was high, but it was catchable.
Little stuff that you gotta have in the playoffs like this. Right now, Randolph's just kind of beating themselves. They're not getting movement up front, and when they do try to throw the football, they just have certain things just slightly off the mark.
Less than a minute left here in the first. Morrison under center, 2nd and 10. At the Black Knight 49, it's a fullback dive here to Smith. And looks like he'll get about 2.5, maybe 3 yards the most. Main guy in the stop there was Dom Anders.
Looks like Silver Creek's corners right now are playing about 10 yards off. I wonder if Randolph is going to try to dial up a quick one-step slant or something like that. It should be easy pitch and catch from Morrison to whoever he may look for. I know their identity is more of a run football team. They've been a little bit more balanced this year, and they like their quick screens. But even if you wanted a quick screen, one-on-one, I think you got that too if you want it.
3rd and 8 after the 2-yard run by Smith. Looking like play action fake or possible option territory here the way in this I formation. And it's going to be a fullback dive again, but only 2 yards. As he got brought down, Smith by Nosbish.
Interior D-line and the interior backers for Silver Creek, that's their strength. It's going to be an awful hard time to run up the middle on them.
And that's how we end the first quarter. It'll be 4th and 5 for Randolph at the Black Knight 44. Black Knights up 6-0. We'll be back after this on Halloween night on NFHS.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
football.
Start of the second quarter here on some Halloween playoff football action. 4th and 5 at the Black Knight 44. Looks like Morrison will pooch it. And this one a really good kick. Going past the 10, it's going to
down there.
Whoa, no!
Oh.
On the goal line was Garland. You can't be stepping on the goal line. I think he'd have been better off trying to flip it and falling. But that's a tough break for the Cardinals and a big break for the Black Knights, so they'll start on their 20 rather than inside the 5.
100%. 20-yard swing right there of field position. Still, regardless, Nat, you'll take that. So far, Randolph's won the field position battle, no question about it. They just really have yet to do anything on offense worth a note. Silver Creek's played extremely well up front, and both sides of the football here. We'll have to see what they have cooking on this drive on offense.
Two wideouts on the near side. It's going to be a give on the draw to Sanchez, and Sanchez will cross the 20, get to about the 24.
Second down and 7 coming up here. Silver Creek's yet to really put themselves in a poor spot on first down and have a poor first down play that sets them behind the sticks today. It's really only been about 14 plays of offense, give or take. But we've seen Randolph, they've just had a hard time generating much offensively. If you just continue to have second down and 6s, second down and 7s, you'll be in okay shape.
Double wing set here as DeLong is set in motion. It will be a give to him on the dive. And a good chunk of yards here crossing the 30-yard line as he gets brought down on the play by Reagan Smith.
DeLong, he is 5'11", 185, just solid body. You can see him showing off some power right there. He hits the hole hard. Played a little high of a pad level there, I thought, but he's a guy that's difficult to bring down if you're in the open space, one-on-one with him, just an athlete. Heard me talk about the value that he has in multiple different positions tonight. Kind of throw him anywhere. He's kind of that Taysom Hill type of player in the Black Knights offense.
And he's ironically wearing his number. Duliba in the pistol formation. It's going to be a give to Sanchez again. And it looks like he'll get to about the 35 after the scrum clears out. It'll be about a 4-yard gain.
Time it took about 6 Cardinals to bring down Sanchez on that carry. Just the strength the Silver Creek team has is shown off on display tonight. Just Randolph's just battling right now. They're just hard. Every single thing Silver Creek does right now, it's giving their defense a little bit of a strain.
Ball spotted at around the 35. Second down and 6 coming up. And Duliba, it's going to be a give again to Sanchez, but stop behind the line of scrimmage. Tackle there by Dowdy. And read it like an open book. Right when Sanchez got the carry, just got stuffed like a Thanksgiving turkey.
It's a great job using his hands, getting off the block. Sometimes when you're got the frame as Dowdy, sometimes you just feel you can overpower people. That time, does a nice job getting off the block, using his hand movements, and brings up a 3rd down and 8 to go here. Big 3rd down for this Cardinal defense.
Probably be definitely a pass play here. Duliba will look to throw. Middle of the field, caught by, bobbled by DeLong. He had it momentarily, but then as he just met the defender in linebacker Carter Conley, lost the ball, he got hit. It's incomplete.
It's one that's got to be a catch. If you're DeLong, Duliba does a nice job. Referee off there. But it's got to be a catch. The conditions, I understand it's difficult, but just plays in the playoffs, it's got to be made that can help break a game open for you. It's early still, but right there, that would have been enough for a first down if you would have caught that.
DeLong set the punt. Garland standing at the 40-yard line.
Oh, boy.
Nearly a high snap, but a nice catch there by DeLong. And this one, a pop fly. You're yelling, it hit off a Cardinal. That hit off McElwain. And it looked like a Black Knight got it. It hit off of McElwain's foot.
First down, Silver Creek.
The rule of thumb, there's a pop fly punt like that. You yell poison, you yell grenade. A way to say get the heck away from the ball. That hit off McElwain's foot.
Sometimes the punts are so bad they actually rip into your advantage. Nice job by DeLong, kind of feeling that higher snap. Punts at about 6 feet and hits a Cardinal, and Silver Creek takes over. Sometimes it just goes that way. You get a little luck from above there, and
17-yard boost.
just like they picked up a first down, like DeLong didn't have trouble with that pass 2 plays ago.
And it looked like they weren't trying to get away from the ball. It's a give on the counter here. It's Tenamore. And Tenamore crossing midfield to about the 47-yard line.
It's a nice, tough run. And you can see Sanchez, too. He's kind of the kick-out block there. He's a guy who typically gets the football. And occasionally you have players that when they don't get the football, they view that as, oh, it's a play we can take a play off, right? And Sanchez that time does a great job, gets a pancake on the outside, creates the hole for Tenamore to run. Tenamore continue to run hard, and good first down play and efficiency from Silver Creek there.
Second down, about 4 here for the Black Knights. It's going to be a give on the dive to Sanchez, and Sanchez will get stopped at around the 43.
Just shy of the first, it appears. Again, this is probably you're thinking, bring DeLong in, have him come in motion, take the snap under center, try to get a good push up front. No need to get cute in these situations. Giving yourself a nice chance here on 3rd and short, 4-down territory more than likely. You got to convert.
It's going to be 3rd and a yard here for the Black Knights. Tenamore set in motion. It's a give to him on the counter. And he's got the first down and more. And he nearly broke that, but he's got more than enough for the first down as he's tackled by McElwain.
Got a little nervous there when they came out and gone on a 3rd down and short situation and had an orbit motion, but Tenamore wastes no time, sees it right behind his right guard and right tackle. Really a guy away from breaking that one loose, or it would have been probably a 40, 45-yard touchdown for the Black Knights. But Silver Creek driving efficiently, effectively, taking some time off the clock again and just making it tough for the Cardinals' defense, and their offense has struggled as well.
It's going to be a give on the counter to DeLong, but this time he will get contained. Got brought down by a number of Cardinals.
You look at the Anders boys, the brothers, they make up over 60% of this passing game for Silver Creek. They got 4 guys with over 5 yards of carry, meanwhile, running the ball. It's just a team that could beat you both ways if you're not careful. And they're kind of just doing that right now. It's going to be tough to throw the ball consistently in the weather today, but the run game is taking that next step.
And it's going to be another run here. Maybe a yard.
Nice job by Randolph stringing that play out to get the initial push in up front. You can see Sanchez, he tried to drag it to the outside. There's nothing there. Just Randolph just kept the push, taking him all the way to the sideline. Sometimes your greatest defender is the sideline, and he's forced to cut it back inside there right on that hash mark, and they hold him to a gain of about a foot.
So it'll be 3rd and 9 yards to go as Black Knights will break the huddle. Definitely 4-down territory here. 5.5 left in the half. Score still 6-0.
Watch the hard count here.
Cardinals showing the blitz. Tenamore set in motion. DeLeva throws a quick screen, and it is complete to DeLong. DeLong crossing the red zone past the 15, down to around the 11-yard line as a late flag on the play. I'm presuming it might possibly be a face mask on the tackle. It was Carter Conley that was able to finally bring down DeLong. But that quick bubble screen and with DeLong's speed able to get a good chunk of yards, he brought down about 4 Cardinals with him.
It's a nice play design. Tenamore comes in motion to get out and block and get body on a corner, and then you have the tunnel screen with DeLong. He comes back inside a yard, then cuts it upfield like he should on the screen. Once he gets going, he talked about it before, he's hard to bring down. You could see it dragging 4 Cardinals with him, and ultimately gets a flag on top of it.
It was a face mask.
And pushes this one 1st down and goal for the Black Knights. The huddle's about 30 yards away. It's going to be a little bit of a run up here, but
yeah, so after the half the distance penalty, he'll put it at the 8. Less than 5 minutes left in the half, and Black Knights, they have a chance to get a 2-possession lead, and they've got an advantage here because should they make it 2 possession before halftime, they defer. They get the ball to start the third.
DeLong here blocking as a tight end.
And it's going to be a give to Sanchez. Sanchez will get to around the 5-yard line.
It's a neutral play, I think, for both teams. Silver Creek would take a 2-yard gain there. Randolph more than certainly would be okay with allowing 2 yards in that play. This is just a time, at least Silver Creek a few weeks ago against Allegheny Limestone, they like to play action game down by the goal line. I'm curious, see just how aggressive they'll be right now. It seems the run game's working. Try not to shy away from that, but at the same time, you can use that as your best friend and maybe try to fake out the Cardinal defense with a hard play fake, get your quarterback to roll out, and maybe you got a guy wide open.
DeLong is out there as a tight end. Dulibo will roll out. Throws for the
coverage.
end zone. Oh, nearly intercepted there by Davion Johnson. Couldn't quite hold on, and that's one of the situations. If it's interceptable and you drop it, you don't ever want to give an offense a reprieve, and that's just what happened right there.
Johnson, he's got it right there. He plays that hook really, really well. Of course, they got the corner following. Just it's a good scheme up. It's a common rollout package in a majority of high school offenses. Johnson sees it coming. Eyes on the quarterback, goes up, just unable to bring it down. That could have been a 6-point saving play. We'll have to see how this drive turns out.
If he would have,
missed opportunity.
Didn't mean to cut you off, but that could have possibly been a 100-yard pick six. Counter there to Tenamore, and Tenamore will get it to about the 3-yard line. It'll be 4th and goal. This is if the Cardinals could get a 4th and goal stop, that would be very huge.
This would be huge, especially after the dropped interception. They're 4th down and goal from the 5. I'm expecting a pass here. Most likely play fake or a rollout to get your quarterback in space. It gives them the option to run. DeLeeb is a decent athlete here, so timeout. Silver Creek's going to talk it over.
And I think that's a good timeout. You want to be sure what you want to do. 4th and goal at the 5. 3:40 left in the half. Score still 6-0 Black Knights on NFHS.
Our number one priority is protecting our players. That's why we're writing new rules for the sport and developing innovative educational tools that protect our athletes. This is player protection. This is high school football.
You have no business being out there.
You know, I'm a person too.
All right, so timeout call by the Black Knights. 4th and goal at the 5. Looking for a 2-possession lead. Randolph looking to get a stop and keep the score the same. Pistol formation here for Dulibo. Sanchez the back. Tenamore set in motion.
All right.
And looking to throw. Going end zone and
Nice
tipped and
coverage.
incomplete. Huge coverage there by Randolph, and they force a turnover on downs in the red zone. That was a big stop there by Randolph, and that's one they badly needed. And it got tipped there. It was by number, it appeared to be
60.
number 62. That was a
It's a great job. Bend but don't break from the Cardinal defense. Silver Creek goes 75 yards and all for nothing. Silver Creek gets down to the 7-yard line. Randolph holds them to only 2 yards. Had a chance at an interception. They drop it, but never a doubt with them on defense there. It's just nice job stopping the run. Forces Silver Creek to go in a somewhat obvious pass situation. They're ready for it, all over it, get the break up. And they're still somehow only down by 6.
double wing set here. Morrison in shotgun. It's going to be a give on the dive to Garland. And Garland gives them a little breathing room, gets it to about the 10-yard line. And while we wait for the next play, we got some score updates in the Chautauqua Lake Westfield Brockton game against Akron High School. Chautauqua Lake Westfield Brockton up 14-0. And in the Gowanda matchup, the Panthers up 6-0 respectively.
Good run there by Garland. He gets his team a little bit of space. There's no real time to be dancing around in the backfield. Does just enough. Gets your quarterback and center to relieve some pressure from them. And now it opens up the playbook a little bit for the Cardinals.
2nd down and 5 at the 10-yard line. And it's going to be a give again to Garland. Garland's got more than
Good
enough for
run.
the first down, gets about 9 yards, and gets tackled there on the play by Nosbish.
Here as the first half's concluding here in a little under 2 minutes and 50 seconds here, but regardless, it's just bare minimum. I think you're going to be you run this ball out at half and you're down 6-0 at half. It has definitely not been your best half of football that you've ever played, but you're still in this thing, and who says they can't go on a nice scoring drive here, 95 yards to maybe take the lead.
I do think, though, peppering in a couple of passes would be vital because the clock isn't necessarily your friend here in this quarter. Oh, and
no.
looked like a low snap, and it was Smith that gets stopped for about a 4-yard loss, make it 2nd and 14.
They got a heavy backfield there. They got the tight end in the backfield joining 2 running backs, and I guess it actually kind of worked out for them. Poor snap. Backs you up here, 2nd down and 14. You're going to try to use, pretty much if they're smart about this, probably use every second on this clock possible. So if you don't move the sticks here and you're forced to punt, it makes Silver Creek's possible score that much harder.
Yeah, and if Randolph were to score here before the end of the half, they do get the ball to start the third quarter, as it's going to be, play action fake, and trying to find, it appeared it was the intended receiver was Conley, but overthrown.
Would have liked to see Morrison maybe take a shot to this deep post. Looked open. The corner kind of stayed on the corner route. Looked like number 1 there, Sarai Johnson, if he would have got it in stride, he might have went the distance. Kind of a misread there on a scissors concept. Happens, though. Next play, here you come. 3rd down and 14. Be smart with the football if you're going to throw it. If you're going to run it, hang on to it like it's your child here. You cannot afford to have any turnovers, and you want to force Silver Creek to burn a timeout.
Sarai Johnson sent in motion. It will be a fake sweep.
Nice.
Morrison will keep it. And he'll get stopped at around the 22-23 with a minute and a half left and counting in the half. It will be 4th down for the Cardinals.
On the clock run here. I'm not sure what Silver Creek. I'd like to see them burn a timeout. Your offense has been money so far.
And we do got a timeout. It appears to be an official's timeout.
Well, now we're running the clock. Okay.
I guess they may be content with a 6-0 lead going into the half.
Well, we'll see how this punt treats them here. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Now it gets on a nice call timeout. It'll be 4th and 7 coming up for the Cardinals with 1 minute and 14 seconds left in the half on NFHS. Black Knights now have just 1 timeout left, 4th and 7 at the Randolph 22 for the Cardinals, and 2 deep men back for Silver Creek Forestville. Kimberly on the near side, and here's the punt. And it's a decent one, and Sanchez trying to field it. It takes a Randolph bounce past the 35, and it's going to roll and die at the 30-yard line. So a 48-yard punt there by Morrison.
It's a great punt by Morrison. I thought Silver Creek should have called a timeout about 15 seconds before they gave him credit for. They let the clock run down. 1:14 play ended for the Cardinals. 1:14 is when they called the timeout. There's a little bit of confusion there, I think, between the referees and the sideline as well. But you're pushed back now, 62 seconds. Who knows? Maybe if it's a minute 17, you play this a little differently. I'm curious to see how aggressive Silver Creek will be with this, considering the conditions, and you already had the lead, and you don't really want to let Randolph have another crack to score here. Although they haven't produced on offense, you really never know, especially if you give them favorable field position. But let's see if they run the ball here or take a shot down the field.
Yeah, and Randolph does get the ball to start the second half after the Black Knights deferred on the toss. It will be a give to Sanchez, but he immediately meets Conley.
Looked like a missed blocking assignment there up front as Conley was untouched. He just kind of found the run play right in the gap right there. Does a nice job. Secure tackle. A little high again, but nevertheless, hold Silver Creek to 2 yards on that play.
Yeah, I think they're playing a little conservative here, going, hey, we're okay with a 6-0 lead. And honestly, it's better than possibly getting a bad pass where it could be intercepted or a possible turnover, as the clock is their friend in this situation. There's 20 seconds left in the half. And it will be a give once again to Sanchez, and able to break away from one guy, but won't be able to go any further, as the main guy in the stop was Davion Johnson.
Should be it for the half right there.
Yes, it will, as the clock will keep running.
Overall, Silver Creek, you got to be happy. You had the 6-0 lead. It's had multiple drives where you move the ball consistently, and really you should be up by a few scores right now, 14-0 or 21-0. If you're Randolph, you're happy you're still in this thing, only down by 6. You're giving yourself a chance to win. Come out in the second half. This will be a very crucial second half of football here in the playoffs.
Oh, yes, it will, as Randolph again will get the ball to start the second half, as they are trailing the Black Knights 6-0. We hit halftime here again on Halloween night in Section 6 Class D playoff action on NFHS. Stay tuned.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
Come on! Oh, what a bad call! You have no business being out there. Terrible!
You know, I'm a person too.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail. Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials across the country, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
This is community. This is high school football. Our number one priority is protecting our players. That's why we're writing new rules for the sport and developing innovative educational tools that protect our athletes. This is player protection. This is high school football.
And we welcome you into halftime here from Randolph, where Silver Creek has a 6-0 lead in this Class D quarterfinal. As we've got some scores for you from around Section 6. Some games played last night. We have other games going on tonight as well. Halftime, Williamsville North up 7-6 over Grand Island. Health Sciences with an 8-0 lead over Kenmore West in the second quarter. Williamsville South a 14-0 lead in the second over Olean. Then in Class C, Salamanca up 16-12 now against Barker Roy Hart. And then Chautauqua Lake Westfield Broughton, they actually just scored the touchdown. They're up 20-0 over Akron. 57 seconds left in the half there. In Class D, it is 6-0 Gowanda over Franklinville Elkinville. They are late in the first quarter as well. So those are your scores here, presented by Western Division. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the second half coming up shortly here on the NFHS Network.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail. Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously. Yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials across the country because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
You know, I'm a person too.
Second half about to start here momentarily once again. Indeed, it is a happy Halloween to you and yours, and hopefully while you're sitting down after some night of trick-or-treating and enjoying some of that Halloween candy, tuning into NFHS and seeing that Silver Creek Forestville, the Black Knights are up 6-0 over the Randolph Cardinals as we're about to momentarily hit the second half. Once again, it's Norm Rodriguez here along with Carson Hayek, and a couple of solid drives by both teams, but ever since that opening drive touchdown by the Black Knights, it's just been some solid chunks of yardage, but then either a turnover on downs or a punt.
Yeah, right now I will say this, though. I've been very impressed with Silver Creek. 3-5 record on the year. You look at them, you're probably like, I don't know. They probably aren't that good of a team, but when you put things into perspective, they've won their last 3 entering today. They've looked like the better football team, I think, by far in that first half. Randolph's lucky to be down by 6 right now. But if you're Silver Creek in the second half, you got to continue to run the rock. It's been successful so far for Silver Creek on the ground when they've thrown it at times. Just the conditions have been tough to have success in, and they have to take care of the football. Right now, if Randolph's going to have an offensive drive here. They've won the field position battle if you're Randolph. They just haven't done anything with it. They've struggled to pick up first downs. And going forward here in the second half, Silver Creek's got to have better field position. They need to make it easier on themselves. They go 75 yards down the field just before half, but they don't score. That's a good stand by Randolph. Hopefully they can take some momentum from that. And from Randolph here going into the second half, they need to be better here up front. Quite frankly, the run game has just struggled to generate offense. The passing game, they've thrown some quick screens. And again, the conditions outside today, up to 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts, difficult for anybody to throw. Even if you're Josh Allen, that's going to be a difficult thing to do. But defensively, they got to continue to bend but don't break. There's a big stand from them just before half, and keeps it a one-score game here. And if you continue to struggle here, just moving bodies up front, I wouldn't rule it out here. I'm putting them on trick play watch here in the second half. Never hurts.
And Randolph, you could consider this a bit of a rebirth here, or a born-again thing, because it's only 6-0. They get the ball.
Silver Creek gets the ball here.
Oh, Silver Creek. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Headed flip-flop.
Silver Creek here. This is a big drive coming up for, I think, both squads. If you're Randolph, you can get a stop here. You can feel pretty confident.
Surprise onside, possibly?
It could be. Sean Payton would love that call.
Ambrosia. That was the name of it.
If you're Silver Creek right now, this is a great opportunity to get yourself a 2-score lead. And if you got a 2-score lead, you're going to feel pretty good about the way this one could possibly turn out. Again, a lot of football to be played. Who knows how this one can go? This game could end, who knows, 36-30 or something crazy like that. But so far, defense has been strong. Clock's been ticking. A lot of running the football.
And it's going to be Morrison kicking off, pencil hold. Sanchez and Anders, the two deep guys, back. And a nice kick. It's going to get fielded at around the 21-yard line. And that's actually Caleb Kimmerly on the return. And lost his footing.
Tire.
Bit of a turf monster there. And high school and college, when you land down, touch or not, you're down.
Field's a little slick. Tries to make a sharp cut.
Yeah, he tried to veer over, and he just lost his balance.
Blows a tire. Position for Silver Creek. They're at their own 28 or so yard line. Something Randolph's dominated in as far as field position today.
Could be better, but also could be a lot worse.
Definitely could be a lot worse.
And this was actually the length that they got their first touchdown, 72 yards. Duliba will hand it off on the dive to Sanchez, able to break away from one defender, gets about 3 yards on the play as Smith, one of the guys on the stop, along with him was
Hunter Foster was in there, yep. It's a nice job, stuff in the run. Randolph saw towards the end of the half, they started to make adjustments. They're coming down a little bit more in the box. Their safeties are playing a little closer to the line of scrimmage, and they've had some success here against the run. They're going to have to continue that here if they're going to have a chance to come back and win this game.
This is Deliba quickly having to tie his cleat. 2nd down 7 after a 3-yard run. It's again Sanchez with the carry. Able to find a little bit of room, cross the 35 to the 40, and gets brought down at midfield, using that speed to get some extra yardage as he's met on the stop.
It's a nice job staying on his feet for Sanchez. Gets at the outside, and that's when the flashing Sanchez is shown on display. Good blocking up front. The interior guards, it allows him to break that one towards the outside. And once again, Silver Creek now moving the football now at midfield.
19-yard run there by Sanchez is there right smack dab at the 50. Randolph showing the blitz. It's a give to Sanchez again, and this time they hold him to maybe 2 yards at the most.
Very condensed formation there. They got 2 wide receivers to the left, to the short side of the field. On the left hash as well. Not a whole lot of room on that side. And then they got a tight end on the right side with no wideouts. They just tried to keep it tight, display the power again that they had success with in the first half. They pick up about 2.5 on that first down play. Again, though, that's a positive first down play. It's nothing flashy, but keeps you, at least it's better than 2nd down and 12.
And it's going to be Sanchez again, but he gets met behind the line of scrimmage, and it was Dowdy, the guy that read it like an open book for the Cardinals defense. This will definitely be a pass play here on 3rd and long for the Black Knights.
Well, when you follow up the first down play with that type of play on second down. Randolph, great job by the Randolph defense. Looked like that whole play was a little sloppy from the start to the snap. They had a few guys pulling who didn't really know what was going on there, and Randolph takes advantage of the mistake. 3rd down and 12. That first down doesn't even really matter at that point. Obvious pass situation here. Silver Creek hasn't had many of those tonight. I'm curious to see what they got up their sleeve here.
I'm thinking it might be DeLong. As
Roll out
DeLebo
right.
will roll out.
Good coverage.
Oh, he's pointing, looking for a receiver. He's going downfield. He's got a man. Oh, what a snag there on the catch by Andrew Arnold. Covered heavily there by Sarai Johnson. He's able to reel the ball in, and that's a big 3rd down conversion for the Black Knights. And against the wind, what a throw there by DeLebo, just letting it whip.
Amazed by that. Andrew Arnold, the guy with 3 catches entering today, 2 catches already on the day. The biggest play of the game so far for Silver Creek, excluding the touchdown. The conditions, it's wet, it's windy. Well, Andrew Arnold doesn't care. He just goes out, makes a football play, goes up, plucks and hauls it in. Great coverage by Randolph from start to finish in that play. Just sometimes a receiver is going to make a play, and what a timely catch from Andrew Arnold, and a big-time pickup of gain about 17.
Tenamore in motion, more than 3 minutes burnt on this drive as it goes to Tenamore. Crosses the 25, brought down by Sarai Johnson at around the 22.
Another nice run by Tenamore. I think he's been their most efficient back today when he's gotten the football. North and south guys, not lost yards at all. He just hits it hard, and whatever happens after that happens after that. But when you tackle Max Tenamore, you're gonna get up and you're gonna feel that. 2nd down now and 3 here again. Silver Creek chewing that clock.
Second down coming up here for the Black Knights after the 8-yard run by Tenamore. And we got a timeout. Timeout called by the Black Knights. 8:09 left in the 3rd. Score still 6-0, but the Black Knights are knocking on the Cardinals' end zone right here on NFHS. Second down and 2 coming up here as the Black Knights had to call a timeout as the play clock was running out on them.
It's a tough timeout to call. Those are precious in the second half, but regardless, you got to do what you got to do when you're driving.
As DeLebo will give it over to Sanchez, and Sanchez trying to follow the scrum, and he'll get to, looks like about the 20, maybe 15, depending on where the ball will be spotted.
Just something about the Silver Creek offense. They're always going forward, especially when things are contested. Linemen on both sides of the football. The D-line's pushing, trying to get you to go backwards. The offensive line's pushing, trying to get the running back to go forwards. It just always seems, today at least, Silver Creek's winning those battles. They're just the stronger team up front.
So they're in the Cardinal red zone as more than 4 minutes have been burnt off on this drive. A trips bunch on the far side. Tenamore sent in motion. And it's a give on the dive to Sanchez. And Sanchez will get about 3 yards on the play.
Looks like right there, it's just Silver Creek. They try to motion that wide receiver out, hoping that the linebacker would bump. But Randolph is ready for that. Instead, it's the safety that bumps. They fit the gap nicely there. Hold Silver Creek to just a 2-yard gain.
Second down, 7 coming up here.
So again, it's the bend but don't break defense that Randolph's going to have in the second half. Silver Creek's going to get their yards. They're going to have their success in offense, but what happens in the green and the red zone here inside the 30 and the 20 is really going to dictate the outcome of this football game.
And they've already burnt 5 minutes on this drive. Second and 7 are the Cardinals 16. DeLong sent in motion. It'll be a give to Sanchez again. Sanchez following his blockers. He'll get stopped at around the 11-yard line. And it was again Carter Conley on the stop.
That time, Sanchez followed Silas Dieselski, 51, one of their linemen, pulled through the gap, tried to get as much out of that as possible. 3rd down and 3 here. Expecting a run from Silver Creek. If you don't get it, it's 100% 4th down territory. You got nothing to lose.
Yeah, 3rd down and a long 2. They're at the Cardinal 11. And it'll be a give on that counter. And fighting for the yards is Tenamore, and he looked like he fell down around the 8-yard line.
It's going to be close. Let's see here. I think it's going to be enough.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that would have been embarrassing for Tenamore. He said 1st down, and if it wasn't a 1st down, it'd be a rough look. But regardless, they pick up the 1st down. They love that orbit motion, quick little turn and give, and then they have Tenamore, who was lined up in the slot as a wide receiver. They have the running back, which was Sanchez on that play, as an added blocker, a lead blocker to go through the gap. It's a nice play design, and it's been effective today for the Black Knights.
They've already burnt up more than half the clock here. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. Black Knights looking for a 2-possession lead to give to Sanchez again. Avoided a possible loss of yardage, but he'll get maybe 2 yards on the play.
Dowdy right in the backfield, right off the rip. Sometimes pulling guards down by the goal line. I'm never really a huge fan of that. Dowdy that time just shoots the gap. You pull guards, it leaves unfilled spaces, and when you're down by the goal line, teams expect to run, and they're going to be shooting upfield pretty hard. They do just that. Dowdy kind of blows it up. Although he didn't make the tackle, it kind of mistimed everything Silver Creek was going for. Nice job here. It's just 8 yards right here. This is probably the most important 8 yards of the game that we've seen thus far.
Less than 5 minutes already left here in the 3rd. More than 7 minutes burnt on this drive by the Black Knights. 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line. And it's Sanchez again, but it's Conley right there, and maybe only a yard after the forward progress. I'm surprised they didn't try a little play-action fake there. They had a nice completion to Arnold.
Conley blew the play up, like you said, Norm. Elijah Williams was the guy who was in charge of blocking him, but Conley, he's a big boy. That time, saw the play come in his direction. Conley uses all 6'4", 235 pounds of him. Small schools like that, they don't teach that. And uses every inch, every pound of his body, embraces the run right there. And this is big. 3rd down and goal from the 6-yard line. Once again, they have an opportunity to bend but don't break. And
I wonder, though, if the wind has died down enough. If they didn't get anything, it would be a 24-yarder if they wanted to make it 9-0 in a 2-possession lead, should that have to occur. But here's a screen,
touchdown.
And it's touchdown right there to Dom Anders on the bubble. That could be a possible dagger.
72-yard drive once again. It brings the clock in the 3rd quarter down to 3:51 right now. You have basically 16 minutes if you're Randolph to get yourself back in this football game. Your offense is sputtered all day long, but Silver Creek gets a little aggressive down by the goal line. Everybody would have thought right there they probably would have ran the football and then maybe thrown it on 4th, but they get Anders the football on a quick little arrow screen, which is a good play call, and DeLiba, I talked about it earlier. He talked to me after the game against Allegheny Limestone. He said, just getting over the injury against Medina, which was week 1, I'm good enough to play with any of these guys in the league. To some, that might come across as cocky, but when you're the quarterback of your football team, you got to have confidence. And if you're going to be the guy, you got to be the guy. And like I said, the last 3 games, he's been phenomenal. And right there, just a nice completion and a big moment.
And it's going to be a squibber right down the middle, fielded past the 20-yard line by Garland. Garland following his blockers will cross the 40 to about the 42 as it was Tenamore. That was the first guy there on the stop for the Black Knights.
Field position again for Randolph. It's just the same story over and over again, and they're not doing much with it. They have good field position, and they go 3 and out most of these times. Soon it could be 4 and out, and They just need a spark right now on offense. Whether that's a trick play or you break one loose, one way or another, you're going to have to rein yourself back in and try to get yourself into the box one way or another.
Ball spotted at the 43-yard line with 3:40 left in the third. Randolph in a 14-point hole right now, 14-0. As it will be a toss over to McElwain. And McElwain will get to about, pass midfield to around the 42, 43-yard line. It was 6-7 extra yards after evading a defender on the far sideline.
McElwain, he had over 600 rushing yards entering today. Last time these two had 10 carries for 48 yards. So Silver Creek held him in check. Today they've done a nice job holding McElwain again in check, but that time he breaks it loose and play to the sideline, gets outside, breaks a contain, and it's been their best offensive play of the day without a doubt.
It was a 15-yard run, and this is a similar situation they were in against Gowanda Pine Valley last week. They were down by 14, they were down 22-8, and came back and tied it before coming up short in the last play. 14-0 deficit here as it's a toss sweep, and it's again to McElwain. McElwain breaking a couple of tackles, gets brought down at the 30-yard line by Arnold, and a 9-yard run right there, so big chunks of yardage pretty quickly here for the Cardinal offense, and this is probably the best drive we've been looking at so far here for Randolph.
Sarai Johnson, on the toss right there, they asked him to go down and get in the dirty work areas right there. He goes in, blocks a linebacker. He's not the biggest guy in the world. A little bit of a pin and pull look right there is how it ended up turning out to be, and that's the two best plays for Randolph, especially this whole game, and they're consecutive. So right now, they're starting to build off of this. You got to use this. This is a big driver here. You got to find a way to get this in the end zone, as these plays have been few and far apart, and now you get two of them in a row, and this is big.
And it's a give to McElwain again, and he'll get about maybe 3 yards this time, as the main guy in the tackle there was Prinsbach.
McElwain was lucky to get 3 there, as Silver Creek was all over that up front, but gets past the first layer, the D-line, and it's all down ultimately by their linebackers, DeLong and DeLiba and all those guys. And 2nd down and 7 now. You're in a good spot. Without a doubt, 4-down territory. You got to remember that. You got to be self-aware that, hey, even if play doesn't necessarily break one loose here, if you can get this to 3rd and 5 and then maybe 4th and 2, you're going to like your odds.
2nd down and 7 here as it's a fake. Morrison will look to throw. Here comes a rush as an on-charging defender there hits Morrison as he got rid of it. That was Izio. Rush. Pass is incomplete, 3rd down and 8, and he just blew up on Dowdy, came in virtually unblocked, and nearly got a sack there, but away.
That time they tried the bootleg with the tight end, Connolly, 6'4", 235, trying to get him out in space, trying to give him the football. Unfortunately, when you're that big and tall, it works to your advantage a lot. When they're trying to sneak somebody out there as a tight end in space, acting like he's going to run block and then go out for a pass, you're seen by pretty much everybody on that defense. That time, Silver Creek doesn't fall for the play fake. They're all over the pass, and it's a nice job. Possible screen here.
It's an oop-de-oop on the far side. It's a screen to Sarai Johnson. And
nice.
Johnson's got some open. Oh, he lost the ball. Ball's loose. Lost it as he got hit, and it looked like a Cardinal may have been able to jump on it.
Man, he got popped. It's a nice play. Earlier, that's how Randolph, they had their best play in the first half on a screen pass. I'm glad they Johnson again. He gets upfield. You got to hang on to the ball there. Takes a big hit that time from Sanchez. And 4th down and a yard. Biggest play of the game thus far. If you can't get a yard, as the good saying goes, you don't deserve to win the football game.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's either going to be a play-action fake and a possible throw to Smith. He is out there. Or they try out that option play again. They had some success with it in their last game. They only ran it once here in this one. And a double wing set. Morrison getting ready to take the shotgun snap. It is a give to McElwain. And it looked like he might have, but it all depends on where he landed. It was right away that the Black Knights weren't fooled on it.
Spot looks like it's enough.
It just comes down to that little bit. I wonder if they'll bring the chain gang out to measure this.
Oh, my goodness. Here we go.
There's 1:29 left in the third, and this is critical here. It's spotted at right at the 20.
Well, all right. If we're gonna measure it, we're gonna measure it. We're not gonna do this thing from 15 yards across. Thank you.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to have a second look, because where he landed, that was almost instantaneous. And McElwain got the ball, and as you see here on the replay,
I think if he gets to the line, he's got enough. Let's see here.
Oh, and from the reaction, it looks like it's gonna be short.
Oh my goodness!
Saw some black celebrating, and we got a late flag. It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct. But it was by the nose of the football, and right when he got hit, I was not too sure if McElwain got it or not, because right when he got the carry, the front four of the Black Knights blew it up, and he got hit right away.
Wow, play was blown up. I thought he just got it. Because clearly otherwise.
Well, just right where he got hit right there. Well, he did have that little extension, but it also saw that he was down as he tried doing it.
Dom Anders, their leading tackler for the Black Knights, blows it up. That kid's tough as nails, and
he just had the last touchdown for the Black Knights too.
Right, goes down, scores the touchdown,
and
comes back, and Randolph's best drive of the game, he blows up on fourth and about a half a yard. Just what a play.
It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on the Black Knights after that celebration on the measurement. And that's, as a team, that's their second one of the game.
So a minute and 13 left in the third quarter. Silver Creek, how it's been going, they could run this thing down to about the 5-minute mark of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, their last drive was 8 minutes and 11 seconds.
Coach is just, he's frustrated right now with that spot from Randolph. He's giving the ref a piece of his mind. He came all the way out to the hash. Of course, you got to fight for your players at this point in time. Some of you, especially the seniors, if you go out, of course, it's their last game of their career for a majority of them, and it comes down to a spot like that. Of course, you're gonna lay it all out there for the coach. Nate Armella, who's in his first year coaching with his team, head coach Randolph as well.
Yeah, and they're going to be deep on their own end after that conduct penalty.
So now, head umpire tonight is talking to the sideline for Silver Creek. Looks like this game's been going pretty smoothly as far as time. Hopefully we don't get into one of these now where all of a sudden it's going to start canceling out. Interesting conversation going over on that sideline. But the winner of today will play Newfane sometime next week. Time and day to be determined. But again, all the race to Highmark Stadium here coming up. It's a few weeks away. It's a spot to be for sectional championships. Referees are just trying to figure this one out here.
Because if it was at the 20, the ball should be spotted at the 5.
It would actually be half the distance because it's 15 yards.
Yeah.
Well, Dom Anders is trying to get another guy on the field, it looks like here. My goodness. Thank you. All right, here we go.
It's they're pinned to their own 10 after the unsportsmanlike conduct, and first down here for the Black Knights with 1 minute and 13 seconds left in the third. 10 more set in motion. It's going to be a give here, but not much out of it. Gets blown up.
Great job by Randolph that time. Guys up front. Big number 76, Dowdy, getting in there along with 54, Hunter Foster. Those two guys have had a decent game so far. Hold that run there to just about a yard. You can get a 3 and out, and you can start to build, and they just got to get the ball back here because time is starting to become a factor in a game like this where Silver Creek has the ball for anywhere from 4 to 6 minutes, it seems like, every drive.
30 seconds left in the third quarter, second down and 10, and a run by Sanchez gets 5 yards.
Take this to the end of the quarter here if you're Silver Creek. Try to get every second possible. Not necessarily like you have the game in the bag by any means. You can take your foot off the gas, but you just want to be strategic. 3rd down and 6 here. Train horn coming on. Big 3rd down. You can get the ball for Randolph. And probably on the other side of this break, you're going to be in an okay shot to try to score on offense
And that's how we end the third quarter with the Black Knights up over Randolph, 14-0. We'll have the fourth quarter after this on NFHS. Do stay tuned. All right, so fourth quarter about to start here momentarily with the score 14-0 with the Silver Creek Forestville Black Knights up over the Randolph Cardinals. And we do got some score updates here brought to you by Western Division. And in Jamestown, they're actually ahead over Lockport right now. It says 22-0. Grand Island, Williamsville North, Grand Island ahead 14-7, and that's in the third quarter. Health Sciences up over Kenmore West 28-0 in the third. Our game 14-0. Franklinville, Elkinville, and Guana Pine Valley. It's in the second quarter. Franklinville, Elkinville, the Titans up 8-6. And we just got an update that one. It's 12-8. The Panthers up. As it's 3rd and 5 here for the Black Knights. This is a critical down here. Looking to try and eat up as much as clock as they can. They burnt more than 8 minutes. Oh, I don't dislike that. 5 yards be a first down. And it's going to be a give here, and it's Tenamore. Tenamore bursts open and gets to the 35 or to past the 25-yard line, more than a down.
Max Tenamore, just thoroughly impressed with his game. He impressed me when I saw him against Allegheny Limestone, but they just kind of solidified that. Gets that on a little bit of a unique style of carry there. Almost like an end-around type of style, how he takes the handoff, but he hits the hole hard on a blast type of run and just knows there's no time to dance. You got to get upfield in that situation on 3rd and 6, does just that, picks up about 10.
And it's going to be a give to DeLong. DeLong, who had the first touchdown for the Black Knights, and he's able to hold on as a couple of defenders were able to bring him down, as it was a mix of Christian and
7-on-7 crime there towards the end of the play. You could see Morrison probably a little frustrated. Just the head.
So in the Chautauqua Lake Westfield Brockton game, it's Akron High School scoring that one. The Eagles up 27-12 in that matchup.
See the clock already coming a factor. A minute gone here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, both their touchdown drives, they had long drives as it's Sanchez. And there was an open lane there momentarily, but Sanchez only get 3 yards, as it was, again, Christian Hayes there.
Man, if Hayes wasn't there, Sanchez might have been off to the races there, because the seas were parting. It closed relatively fast there, but man, we saw the gaping hole, and it looked like he was going to get to the second level, but 2nd down and 7. Can live with that if you're both sides.
A little more than a minute and a half gone here in the fourth. 2nd down and 7. Double wing set as Dulibo will be under center. It's going to be a give here again to Tenamore. And Tenamore will get about 4 yards before he meets Conley, who defensively, along with a handful of others, including Dowdy, pretty busy on the defensive end for Randolph.
Again, brought it up, plus 27-point differential throughout Silver Creek's 3-game winning streak they got going on here in the second half. Is that plus 27-point differential, and they have just allowed 6 points in the fourth quarter. This is when they play their best football, in the second half and in the fourth quarter right now. They just got to be situationally aware on offense and defense. And this is why I thought it was important and intuitive for Randolph to get off to a hot start. They failed to do that, but maybe this is the day the script flips.
And it's going to be a give here to Sanchez, but able to spin away from one man, but he's going to maybe only get a yard.
What do you say here, Norm? It's
Pawn it.
Smart, too. Your defense has been solid all day long. You don't want to risk giving them a short field. However, if you do pick this up here, there's no saying how long you can this clock. You do have a 2-touchdown advantage. I think I would punt as well. And
yeah, you don't want to give them free range. You want to pin them back as far as you can. And the last punt that DeLong had, it was a high pop fly with about a 5-second hang time that hit off McElwain's foot.
Horrendous punt, don't get me wrong, but
it worked out in their
did
favor.
Pay off. Yes. Watch the hard count here, even on special teams.
Oh, yes. This is where defense has to stay disciplined. Another high snap and a nice catch by DeLong. And this one with more distance, and it does take a Black Knight bounce, and it'll die down at the 29-yard line as it's down by Anders. And 27-yard punt, but I'm sure you can live with pinning them at their own 29 than possibly going for it and failing and letting them have the ball on your own end of the field.
Definitely. Now they got to go 71 yards. It seems like Randolph has got about 71 total yards of offense on the day, and about 40 of that came on the last drive. So if you're Silver Creek, you're feeling pretty good. You just got to make Randolph fight for everything right now. Continue to do that. Randolph, it's been slim pickings on offense. Every play seemed difficult. You got to continue that mentality, rally into the football, keep them contained and gap integrity.
As it's going to be Huntington sent in motion, and Morrison will look to throw.
He's got him. Nice.
Yeah, and it's McElwain. McElwain crossing the 35 down around the 38-yard line as he's brought down by Tenamore.
Nice first down play there. Ran the ball a ton on first down today for a variety of different reasons, including the weather conditions. Time you change it up a little bit, you get the motion, you get the screen pass to your best guy on offense.
And he got the first down.
You get a first down. Feeling a little bit in rhythm. You can't take too much time in the huddle here, considering Silver Creek, they're going to take up a good chunk of change. You're probably only going to get the ball maybe 1 or 2 times after this possession. So this is a critical drive.
I've been trying to throw a jump ball to Conley. Use that 6'4" frame, throw a deep one. Morrison does have the arm, but he's going to keep it here, and he's going to lose about 2 yards. I'm a little surprised at that.
Yeah, Gavin DeLong was having none of that play, along with just the whole linebacker core there. DeLong was all over it. That time, they emptied trying to get Morrison some space. That goes nowhere. Loss of maybe a half a yard. If you got best case scenario there, you got back to the line of scrimmage.
From where the ball's spotted, it looks like it is back at the line.
7-10 here. You can hear this thing ticking away a little bit. Still got 3 timeouts. He just scores here. Score gets you right back in this game. It could be a nail in the coffin, though. It gets really difficult if you get shut out in this drive.
Fake handoff to McElwain, and Morrison going downfield. He's looking for Johnson. Intercepted by Sanchez. Sanchez with the pick, and now the Black Knights can just run the clock. And I will say, idea of a play-action fake, but that ball was overthrown by about 3 yards to Sarai Johnson.
What did I say in the first half? The post was open. They call that same exact play-action play call, scissors concept. Silver Creek, they saw the same thing. They adjust this time. They got the corner trailing with Johnson, and then the opposite side corner, that was Caleb Kimmerly as well. They were on it. They adjusted. Randolph tried to go back to the well, in which a misread occurred earlier in the first half. Silver Creek sees it coming, and they were playing chess when Randolph was playing checkers.
And that's his first interception of the season as Tenamore set in motion, and Sanchez, who was Johnny on the spot with that pick,
gets
the carry. There's a flag.
You're trying to get outside there. You got to get a field on that. Flag down still, like you said.
Got brought down by Davian Johnson, and you don't want to run out of bounds if you're up 14-0. You want to stay in.
Yeah, you ran right into the tackle, too.
We'll see what the flag is all about. It's in the vicinity of holding, and indeed that's what it is.
It's been a pretty quiet game from the referees. Shout out to them.
Yeah, for the most part.
call for holding there. It pushes Silver Creek back. So right now, if you're Randolph, you know you're probably going to touch the ball one more time if this thing goes regular. Then you hope you score on that, and then you're probably hoping you can recover the onside kick, and then God knows what happens after that. But it's going to take a dream right now for them to probably win this game in regulation. But you can only do one thing at a time right now on the checklist, and it all starts with a stop here. And a good start, you draw the holding. Hard work sometimes draws that, and so does poor technique from the offensive line. But here you go. First down and 20 regardless.
You first and 20 at the 26 with a little more than 6.5 left in regulation. Double wing set here as it will be another handoff to Sanchez. A flag on the play once again. And Sanchez able to get to the 40-yard line. But again, there is a flag as the snap was over to DeLiba.
Looks like it might. Well, Silver Creek thinks it's on Randolph. Real shocker there. But we'll have to see what the actual call is. Good run regardless by Sanchez. Nice little counter play. Well, it's Silver Creek's wrong. It's on them. So 2 penalties in a row now for Silver Creek that negate plays. That time, 15-yard carry. It's a nice run. Get canceled off, and it's going to be first down and I think 25 here, depending on where they spot this.
It'll be first and 25 at the 21. Might as well get a couple of the trucks to go in reverse and hear that beeping noise. As we're nearing the halfway point of the quarter. Ever since that interception by Sanchez, a holding penalty, and then a false start back-to-back.
The clock is running here. It's crazy that 30 seconds have went by in favor of Silver Creek and not a play really officially has been ran. Those penalties in a way do kind of work out for Silver Creek when it comes to the clock.
And DeLiba will try to throw it to screen.
Oh my gosh.
And it's caught by DeLong. DeLong crosses the 30, gets to the 35, carrying Johnson with him, gets to about the 42. So goes from a first and 25 to about a second and 4.
It was going to be a second and 5 if they allowed Sanchez. If they didn't call a penalty there on Sanchez's carry, it doesn't really matter. They get it right back on a nice little screen. Just gets out in space. The linemen get upfield as well in front of DeLong without being ineligible down the field. They get the ball off quick on time. Just quick, easy throws in the conditions like this is how Silver Creek's just had enough success in the pass game.
20-yard completion to DeLong, second down and 5. Tenamore set in motion to give to him on the counter, and he'll swing it over to the near sideline as he'll cross midfield. And he's staying in, and he gets finally brought down. Sarai Johnson was holding on for dear life. Easton Pence was able to assist on the tackle.
Once again, Tenamore comes in motion. You get the extra running back getting out there to block for you. Tenamore follows it. Shows off a little bit of speed this time, getting to the outside. Stays in bounds. First down. You're in 42-yard line of Randolph. Just impressive stuff from this Black Knight offense.
17-yard gain as they're in Cardinal territory. And they've got the clock down to below 5 minutes. It'll be a handoff on the dive to Sanchez.
Nice run.
Good chunk of yards, got to about the 35.
Looked like that play was going to go for about a yard or two, but Sanchez shows some Le'Veon Bell-esque patience there. Cuts it upfield. When he's expected to pick up about a yard or two right there, he ends up picking about 6 up. It's a great run. Didn't get a ton of help that time from the O-line, but just does it himself.
As the Black Knights will break the huddle, it was a 6-yard gain, second down and 4 at the 36.
Bottom of the second in Toronto, and Game 6 of the World Series, for those that are curious, we're still tied 0-0.
They'll be taking on Yamamoto, who is thrown back-to-back complete games, as not much on the carry there. No gain on the play, third and 4.
The clock ticked down here till about 3:30-ish probably is when the ETA is of the snap, and if you keep the clock running after that, you can get it down to the 2s, and that's when it gets really dangerous for the Cardinals, especially if you pick this first down up.
Third down and 4, and definitely 4-down territory here. And Sanchez back out as the back beside DeLiba. Cardinals showing the blitz. It will be a give to Sanchez,
D.
but maybe a yard at the most, as the main guy to bring him down there was Bruyere. It's going to be 4th down, about 3.
Clock is stopped right now. I'm not sure if we got a timeout. I think we do.
Yeah, timeout called by Randolph with 3:22 left in regulation. Looking to put the nail in the coffin, ahead 14-0 on NFHS.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
For the Black Knights, and I'm wondering if they're going to do a hard count here, but now the Black Knights call a timeout.
Smart.
As they wanted to see what schematics they would do defensively on Randolph's side, but I can say, I'll say with full confidence, they get a first down here, this game's over.
Oh, 100%. This is the game right here. Whoever executes this play is going to ultimately win this game. Now, Randolph, it's obviously an uphill battle, but Silver Creek, this could put the nail in the coffin. Very smart coaching job right there from Silver Creek by Coach Sean Helmer. Wants to see what Randolph comes out in. Again, chestnut checkers with Silver Creek. They get their look. Now they probably want to know what they want to call here. I think right now, I think DeLiba is going to probably have a chance to throw this football, seal the deal here.
I'm thinking play action fag.
Wouldn't rule that out. I also think they're going to want him on the run, so if he needs to, he can use his legs.
And DeLong is out there. 4th down and 4 to 36, and DeLiba will try to throw for it. He's going deep, looking to put the final nail in, and he will. What a catch there by Dom Anders for his 2nd touchdown in the game, and it's going to make it 20-0, and the final nail is indeed in the coffin.
Forget the first down. Forget the first down. We're going for it all. You know what's better than winning by 2 scores? Silver Creek. DeLiba puts that thing on the money. Dom Anders says, you know what, I'm going to juggle it too. Why not? Just incredible strike down the field, and I didn't think they'd be that aggressive. Clearly, Randolph didn't think so either. Just Silver Creek, great story. Looks like their season's cooked. Start off 0-5. You're dealing with injuries week 2. You have to forfeit against Gowanda, and here you are winning your last 3, winning a playoff game. You're a game away now from the Highmark Stadium.
1 for 2 on 2 points. It's a give to Sanchez, and he's going to get bottled up, but it doesn't matter as playoff win clinching touchdown catch here by Anders. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game, and makes it 20-0. 15 left in regulation. And if you're Randolph here, the goal is just simple. Finish it off with at least getting a touchdown or some sort of points. You'd rather walk out with 6, 7, or 8 rather than nothing.
Yeah, definitely. Right there, Randolph, shout out to them. They had to take a risk on 4th down. Simple as that. We talk about it when the offenses get down. They have to take risks, try to maybe force things. That time, Randolph, I think you're willing to let Silver Creek take a shot down the field. It's a low probability completion, but DeLiba has other thoughts on that to Anders, and just really capitalizes on the risk that Randolph take to make this 20-0. And Randolph now, these seniors just get last 3 minutes for a majority of them of their football careers.
And with that, we do got some more score updates as halftime's been hitting the Gowanda Pine Valley versus Franklin-Elgiville matchup with the Panthers up 12-8 at the half. Wilson against Cat Little Valley. Wilson ahead 22-0 in the 4th. In other matchups that are going on, Chautauqua Lake, Westfield Brockton, they're ahead against Akron 33-12. That one in the 3rd. Salamanca, they're hanging tough against Barker Royhart 30-22. That game also in the 3rd as DeLiba will prepare to kick off. And it's Garland and McElwain, the 2 deep men, standing at the 15. Oh, and it gets mishandled there again, this time by Smith, but it gets picked up by McElwain at the 25. Bolting to the 45 past midfield. And he came close to breaking away from Arnold, but still a solid return as he gets into Black Knight territory with 3 minutes and 6 seconds left in regulation. And
McElwain, he's been impressive today. The box score is not going to be his most impressive ever, but he's put in one heck of an effort, whether that's running the football, a few passes on the screens, defensively, and you can see right there on the special teams, no quitting him. Regardless, at the end of the day, that's what football is trying to teach you as a young man. Don't quit. Builds lifelong traits, and here, Randolph, you'd like to see them put one final drive, and especially for these seniors.
It was a 28-yard return by McElwain. Morrison getting ready to take the shotgun snap. He'll look to throw, and it's caught there by Conley. And Conley able to...
Nice.
He was able to get out of bounds as it was 10 or more right on him.
Quick little arrow concept there. Morrison, if you're going to ideally hit him, you want to put on his outside pack, outside shoulder. He does that. Gets him upfield. The ability for Conley to get upfield and get out of bounds. It's a good throw. Well, it's a short throw. Sometimes those can be tough, and it's a nice throw for Morrison. Nice pitch and catch.
Ball spotted around the 39-second, it's at around the 44-43, so 2nd and 6. And it's going to be a screen pass and incomplete, intended there for Gavin Larson. It does stop the clock, though, with exactly 3 minutes left.
Never a fan of those screen passes where you have to make your running back who's next to your quarterback go out there and get to the corner. That time they asked McElwain to do that. If there's any guy on this Randolph team that could do that, it's him. But ideally, you want to have another wide receiver or your tackle try to get out there in space. That's just a long distance to cover. Even if that was caught, it was likely going nowhere.
3rd down and 6, ball at the Black Knight 43-yard line. As Morrison will look to throw again. Hanging in the pocket, and he's got some running room. Gets past the 40, gets enough for the first down, gets out of bounds at around the 35-yard line. So a 3rd down conversion to keep the drive for the Cardinals. And Morrison saw that open field, and hats off to him. He was able to convert the 3rd down and also stop the clock.
Yeah, he's an athletic kid, gets out there. There's no need to force him. At this point in time, yeah, you're trying to get back in this game, but let's be honest with ourselves, probability right now, it's just go out, keep the drive alive there. He's an athletic guy, gets out in space, just wins the foot race to the 1st down marker and keeps the drive alive.
Trips on the near side as Morrison will look to throw again. He rolls out. He's still looking. Here comes the rush, and he'll
run it. Nice job. Way to get out of bounds.
He'll run, get about 3 yards as he steps to the sideline.
See right now, Silver Creek, they're just not letting anything behind them. Any chance that Randolph would have is off of blown coverage where somebody comes wide open down the field, a quick score. Right now, it's Silver Creek. They're playing disciplined, situational awareness. They know what the plan is. Just keep everything in front of you. Let them take those hitches. Let Morrison run. Thus why Randolph's having some success here late, but right now, that's fine by the Black Knights. Keep everything in front of you.
4 wideouts here. 2nd and 8, the 32. Morrison will look to throw again.
Nice.
And it's Sarai Johnson, but too high. A good look, but the throw was high, and there was no world Sarai Johnson would have been able to catch that.
It's a 12-10 curl. Johnson, good route. Sells vertical. Cuts it back. You just got to put it on him there because you never know. Johnson's an elusive kid. Catches that. Maybe puts that in the end zone, but chances are probably not. But regardless, one you want to see completed.
2:41 left as it's 3rd and 8 at the Black Knight 32 for Randolph. Looking to get some points on the board.
Safeties right now. Deepest safeties like 20 yards down the field for Silver Creek. Out of the frame.
Third down and 8 again at the 32-yard line as it's going to be a give here to McElwain.
Don't hate it.
And McElwain will get to the 25.
Down,
he'll be about a yard short. And the clock's running.
Got to get up on the football here if you're Randolph.
They do got 2 timeouts left as they're going in a bit of a semi-hurry-up. It's 4th and a yard. Ball at the 25-yard line.
Quick little screen to the outside here. You got it. easy pitch and catch.
Huntington in motion, and Morrison will look to throw. Huntington's open. He's wide open, but he's going for the end zone for Sarai Johnson, and couldn't quite make the catch. And I got to question that one. Johnson was in double coverage, and taking a look, Grady Huntington was wide open in the flats. That would have been enough to at least get the first down. He had room to go to the sideline out of bounds. I got to question that one a little bit.
Yeah, the sideline, I think, is also questioning it, too. You can see some of the coaches are pointing, hey, you got him wide open, take it.
Yeah, he had enough where he could have gotten another 4 or 5 yards and then stop the clock.
Again, though, hey, let's just be honest. The game was over regardless if that was going to be called or not. Most likely it's going to take a miracle for Randolph would have caught that for a touchdown for them to come back. But sometimes you got to take a chance. Again, it would have been nice to see them convert there on that 4th down, just taking what's given. But 20-0, just Silver Creek, just shut out on the defense. Their defense has been lights out in this 4-game winning streak.
It's going to be a run here as not much out of it with 2 minutes left. It was 10 or more on the carry.
Curious if Randolph uses their timeouts here.
It would kind of be prolonging the inevitable at this point.
I agree. Sometimes you do that for your seniors, though. You try to get some of the guys one last rip, but, you know, I think they maybe came in with the mindset on that last drive, hey, this is it. 90, a little over 90 seconds remaining here.
But how about the Black Knights, though? After starting 0-5, they're going to be on a 4-game winning streak.
Incredible. Don Manders told me they were learning how to play team football following the Week 7 win, and I think that's been on display today.
And it's Kimmerly on the carry, but looked like he probably lost at least a yard.
There is enough time here where if they wanted to, I believe, again, I'm not a math major.
Neither am I.
College, but I think there's enough time where if they wanted to on 4th down here, they could not run a play and the clock will hit 0. Again, don't quote me, but
possible.
We're looking pretty good here on this.
Or at least it would go down to roughly 10 to 15 seconds.
Yeah, I think we're going to be good here. But again, Silver Creek, hell of an effort. They get New Fane next week. That'll be a new test for them. But you win that game, you're heading to the stadium with a record of 500, which is insane, kind of unheard of. But regardless, just got to be impressed with the Black Knights.
A little more than half a minute left as McElwain will finish off his Randolph career with a nice tackle, one of several seniors on this team for Randolph. And that will likely be the last play of the game, but even in spite of this loss, Randolph, another strong season, finishing with a winning record, a respectable 5-4, but the Silver Creek Forest Black Knights, they'll have a little bit longer of a distance to fly as they are now 4-5 and will take on New Fane for the possibility to play at the home of the Bills, Highmark Stadium. That's the end of the game with the final score. Silver Creek Forestville 20 and Randolph 0. Carson, you got any final thoughts before we end the stream?
Randolph, first season under a new head coach, get the winning season under your belt. For the seniors, it's a good run. Unfortunately, for a lot of them, that's going to be it. For the underclassmen, you got to use this as a learning experience to take your team to the next level next year. And as for Silver Creek, again, I've touched on it all day long. You lose your first 5, you have a forfeit in week 2, and here you are now 1 game away from possibly competing at the stadium for the sectional finals. Just what a complete turnaround and an impressive outing from them tonight.
And a turnaround coming at the right time as they'll take on New Fane next week. Again, they are the victor of this Section 6 Class D quarterfinal matchup, 20-0, along with Carson Hayek and our producer Alex Colsey, our man behind the camera, Greg Colsey, and the statistician Maestro and Matt Zizo. This is Norm Rodriguez saying to the viewers, you've been watching the Section 6 Class D quarterfinal matchup between Silver Creek Forestville and Randolph and NFHS. We'll see you in round 2.
1 second from half court.
Jumping for joy with
First ever.
A 2-on-1. Oh!
Did he bring it in? He did!
It is
Caught!